Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, so we will start our PME class and just tell me one thing. We had discussed the income elasticity of demand, whether yes,
Yes, ma'am.
and price elasticity of supply.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, questions we have discussed how to calculate price elasticity and how to, if LHS is given, RHS is not given, or we can say some part of the RHS. We have discussed that also.
Yes, ma'am.
Question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then we will start with a new chapter. That is your, let me share the screen so that we will be. Yeah. Labor market. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah. So as we know about the goods and service market, what happens till now we have discussed in chapter 4, the price chapter 4, the demand and supply of goods and services, how they are affected, and what are the factors which will affect, okay, to change the demand of goods and services or supply of goods and services. But here we will understand about the factor market. Okay, that is, we were discussing about the product market. Now we will discuss the factor market. What happened to the factor market? What determines the competitive firms' demand for labor? When we are talking about labor as other factors of production, there are so many factors of production like labor, like land, like capital, or organization. So here we will understand about labor and specific factors of production, that is labor. Okay, what happened to demand for labor and
Ma'am,
yes,
ma'am, we have discussed this. Ma'am, we have to discuss from the value of the marginal product. Till there we have discussed.
Yes, ma'am.
okay, okay. So value of marginal product. Okay, so we have discussed these things, factors of production, how to calculate what are the factor market, what are the product market, how is there is some similarity between the product market and the factor market, the market's competitive market. In a
Yes,
market of perfect competition, we have discussed the profit maximization is the goal of any firm. Then a rational person will think at margin. That means all the decision making, whether to hire new people, new worker or not, whether to produce new product or not, all that depends on your marginal analysis. Marginal, rational people will think at margin. We have discussed all these things. So production function, when the production function shows or explain the relation between inputs and outputs, that is known as production function. When there is a marginal product of labor can be calculated as delta Q by delta L, change in quantity by change in labor units. Then we can say what is the marginal product of labor 1 or labor 2 or labor 3 or worker 1, 2 or 3. Means what is their contribution to total production, that we can calculate by, if it is a continuous function, like if you will say Q is a function of labor, that is Q is equal to 2L plus 3L or L square, like that, plus 2L plus 1000, like that it is given, then we can calculate the production function and the value of marginal product as MPL is equal to first order derivative with respect to L, d by dl of Q, okay, the whole one. Then you can find out the value, you can simplify it, then put the value, or L is equal to 4 or L is equal to 10. You can have the value of marginal productivity of labor or marginal product of labor. Okay, this up to this we have already discussed. Now we will come to one example. Suppose whether to hire another worker or not is measured in money, and benefit from another worker or one extra worker is given in quantity. So first we have to convert it to money or dollar. So convert marginal product of the laborer into money just by this formula P into MPL. Value of marginal product is nothing but the price or the monetary equivalent of the marginal product of the laborer, or the contribution of the laborer, and its monetary equivalence is known as value of marginal product. It is the marginal product of an input multiplied by price of the output. VMPL is nothing but value of marginal product of labor. When MPL is marginal product of laborer into price per unit, when we are discussing about the cookery or cookies farm or cookies bakery, and we know that suppose a person is asking 200 rupees as wage and his contribution is suppose 3 packets of biscuits, then each biscuit packet is sold at 100 rupees, then we can compare the value of marginal product is nothing but 3 rupees into 100, that is 300 rupees. 3 rupees is his contribution, physical contribution, multiplied by price it can be sold. So 300 rupees is his contribution. If he charges 200 rupees, then it can be higher. Okay, because marginal benefit is greater than marginal wage or marginal cost. Wage is nothing but, cost is nothing but what the company has to pay for each laborer. So now we will come to how we calculate this marginal value of marginal product of labor. Suppose this labor unit price is equal to 5 rupees per bushels, or we can say for one basket, or we can say per kg. Let's say per kg. Rupees 5 per kg, and these are all given in kg, let's say. And when one laborer is added, if there is 0 laborer, that means there is no quantity is being produced. 0, 0. Labor 0, quantity 0. Now when labor unit increases from 1 to, let's say, 0 to 1, that means production has increased, let's say 1000 kg. What does that mean? That means the labor contribution of this one laborer is equal to 1000 kg, or the marginal product of this laborer is equal to 1000 kg, you can say. Now if the company is adding one more laborer, that is 1 to 2, then the total contribution is equal to, the total product is equal to 1800. So the contribution or marginal product of the second laborer is equal to 1800 minus 1000 divided by number of laborers increase, delta L. Delta L is equal to 2 minus 1, that is 1. And delta K is equal to 800. 1800 minus 1000, that is equal to 800. So that is the contribution. This is what you can calculate in this way. Okay. each. This is for first unit, this is for second unit, 1800, then for third unit it is 2400 minus 1800, that is equal to 600 divided by 3 minus 2, that is 1. So 600. When one extra laborer is added and labor unit increased from 3 to 4, the quantity of the production has increased from 2400 to 2800, then marginal product of this laborer, fourth laborer, is equal to how much? 2800 minus 2400 divided by delta L. Delta L means change in labor, delta Q means change in quantity. Okay, so new quantity minus the previous quantity, new labor minus the previous labor. So delta Q by delta L, what you are getting is 400. So is the marginal productivity of this laborer, fourth one. Similarly for fifth one it is 200. So what you found here is the marginal product is going on decreasing as more and more laborers are being used or utilized. The marginal product or the contribution of each laborer is going on falling. And how you calculate the VMPL or value of marginal product? That is nothing but P, price per unit, into marginal product. So price was 5 rupees per kg. So 1000 into 5 is 5000. Like this you can calculate that Ramesh is hiring the people, then his production increases but at a diminishing rate, and marginal product will go on diminishing when more and more laborers are being added or hired. So how many people can be hired? How we compare? If you remember, in our third principle, when we are discussing about watching movie, how many times you will watch movie, so we were comparing our satisfaction level to the cost, marginal cost. What was the marginal cost? The price that we paid for each time for the movie. So we compare with that and find out till the marginal benefit is more than marginal cost, we accept. Here also what we will compare? We will compare it with the VMPL or value of marginal product. Why we compare with VMPL and not with MPL? Because MPL shows the physical quantity in kg, in bushels, or whatever in bags, whatever you say. But this VMPL shows the price, the money value of that. When we compare two things, unit must be same. So when we are talking wage is calculated in monetary terms, then this value has to be also taken in money or dollar or whatever it is, that is monetary terms. So that is why we are calculating VMPL, value of marginal product, which is nothing but marginal product of laborer into price of each unit. Okay, so if 5 rupees is the price, then we can calculate 5 into 1000 is 5000, or 800 into 5 4000, 600 into 5 3000, like this. So that is the VMPL or value of marginal product. That is how much the product is being priced and what is the contribution of each laborer at each point of time, at when more and more laborers are added. So what we understood here, diminishing marginal product. Marginal product of labor falls when the labor units increase. This is how, suppose we are comparing that from this example only, tell me if the wage rate is 2500, how many workers the Ramesh, the farm or Ramesh will hire? If the wage is equal to, wage rate is equal to 2500, from this, how many?
3.
Yes, why?
After hiring the fourth one, he will suffer loss of 500. That's why.
Yeah. So we will compare with BMPL. Till BMPL is greater than equal to wage, because BMPL is nothing but price of the contribution. So if monetary value of the contribution, physical contribution, so till it is greater than or equal to the wage, it is accepted. It will be accepted. So first one 5,000 and his contribution is 5,000, and how much he will charge? He will charge 2,500. So he will be accepted. The second laborer, his contribution is 4,000, and how much he will charge? 2,500. So he is accepted. The third one is 3,000 is his contribution, or his BMPL is equal to 3,000. He will charge 2,500, which is greater than the wage. So it is accepted. The fourth one, this is 2,000, but which is less than 2,500. So it is not accepted. So this is how you have to calculate, and also you can draw that with the help of diagram. By taking this side, we are taking the BMPL or value of marginal product. Always price, money, cost, whatever we take in y-axis. So we are taking this, and in the x-axis we are taking number of workers. So by taking these two points, the BMPL column and labor column, labor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, BMPL is 5,000, 4,000. So 5,001 like this. If we are taking, we will have the BMPL curve. So this is a downward sloping curve again, which shows when the labor units increase, BMPL fall. So when we are having an inverse relation, we will have a downward sloping curve. Suppose this wage is 2,500 per week. How many workers should we hire? We can show that. We can find out from the table. Then we can show that on the graph. That at price, if wage is equal to 2,500, then we can see that 3 people will be hired by the farm or by the mess, whatever you say. So now come to, this is all about your demand of labor. Till now we are discussing about demand of labor, and when wage is equal to labor, that is wage rate, when through BMPL is equal to wage, then we can have that to maximize profit. He will hire workers up to when BMPL is greater than or equal to the wage rate. So BMPL minimum is BMPL must be equal to wage, below which he will not hire the people. So it will be greater than or equal to the wage rate. So now we can show this BMPL line. So BMPL curve is otherwise known as demand for labor curve or labor demand curve, because this is a demand curve or labor. We are using labor as any other commodity, any other goods. This is the case of factor market. In a factor market, the price of goods and services as it is determined by the equilibrium market demand and market supply. Similarly, in a labor market or in a factor market also, the labor demand and labor supply the intersection point will be considered as the equilibrium point. So next portion we will understand that. So labor supply, when we are talking about labor supply, this is was about your labor demand. Now come to labor supply. So there is always a trade-off between work and leisure. If you have more work, you will have less leisure. If you have more leisure, you will have less work. So opportunity cost of leisure is wage, because if you will work, then only you will get a wage. If you don't work, you don't get a wage. So opportunity cost of leisure, we can say, is the wage rate. What is the opportunity cost of leisure? Leisure means if you are working hard, then you are having less leisure but more wage. So the labor supply curve, we can see this is like if W1 is the wage, L1 is the labor amount, then we can have a wage rate increase, labor will also increase, or labor supply will also increase. So this is a supply curve which shows when labor increase, the wage increase, the labor increase. Wage is the independent variable. When wage increases, the labor index also increases. When wage decreases, labor index also decreases. Because this is known as your supply of labor, people will respond more to work when the wage is higher or wage rate is more. So therefore, when we can say wage rate is more, labor supply will be higher, will be more. Now come to equilibrium. What happens in the equilibrium market? When the market is at equilibrium, tell me what is the equilibrium price? And when the market
When
is at, yes?
when quantity demand is equal to quantity supply.
Yeah, when quantity demand of a good is equal to quantity supply, then the market is at equilibrium. Now we will see in the case of labor or the factor market, that was about product market. Here it is about factor market. In a factor market also, we will find the same situation when this is the labor demand for labor by taking labor in the x-axis and wage in the y-axis. This is your labor supply, labor demand, equilibrium wage and equilibrium labor, means labor quantity. What is the quantity? Equilibrium quantity of labor when equilibrium price is WE. So equilibrium price is given, then how much is the labor, equilibrium labor, and how much is the equilibrium quantity, labor supply and labor demand. Both are same at LE. And when we are finding this is a point of equilibrium. Okay, in this case, if W is the equilibrium wage, then LE is the labor supply as well as labor demanded, which is equal. So LE is showing. Now the situation, tell me, in a goods market, from your goods market experience, if the market price is higher than the equilibrium price, then what happens? What is the situation of the market?
There will be surplus.
And what happened to price?
Price will fall till equilibrium. Price will fall till equilibrium.
Yes, the price will fall till it reaches the equilibrium. So we will discuss in case of labor market, if equilibrium wage is WE and market wage or market price for labor, or that is market wage, is higher at W2, then what will happen? This much is where it is touching supply curve. This is the quantity supply. So quantity supply is your L1, 0 L1 actually, O1, OL1. So OL1 will be quantity supply at price W2, at wage W2. People want to demand less, but where the supply is, where it is touching the supply curve, that is the quantity supply. Quantity supply of labor supply is at OL2. Okay, but quantity demand is OL1 or simply at L1, means OL1 if this is origin, OL1. So what will happen? There will be a surplus. That how much surplus? This area, the difference between quantity demand and quantity supply, whichever is higher, you have to make a difference of that. So QS minus QD is equal to surplus. This labor surplus is otherwise known as unemployment. So if the market rate is higher than the equilibrium wage rate in the market, the labor supply will be higher than or more than the labor demand, and labor is more available in the market. So there is a surplus of labor. Surplus of labor is otherwise known as unemployment. So whether it is a case of your normal skilled labor or unskilled labor or professional does not matter. But when demand is less but supply is more, there is a surplus in the market, and the price or the wage rate will fall till it reaches the equilibrium. The next situation is, the situation is wage rate will fall till it reaches equilibrium. So similarly, if there is a situation when market price is less than the equilibrium price, then what will happen? If wage rate is less at W1, what will happen? Where it is touching supply curve, that much is quantity supply. So OL1 is quantity supply here, and the OL2 is quantity demand here. So quantity demand is greater than, right, QD is greater than QD is greater than QS. So there is a shortage in the market, and in case of shortage of labor in the market, how much you have to calculate? QD minus QS is equal to shortage, QS minus QD is equal to surplus. How much shortage you will find out. If there is a shortage in the market, what will happen to price? The price will go up till it reaches the equilibrium price. So this is a case of shortage and surplus in labor market or in factor market. The factor market is equal or equivalent or similar to the product market or the market for goods and services. That is why we have brought this chapter after of 18 towards this chapter 4 and 5, because they are all similar. And when the labor market, this is the demand and supply of labor force is given, quantity demand is greater than quantity supply, then more demand than supply is a case of shortage. When quantity supply is greater than quantity demand, then it is a case of surplus. So in case of surplus and shortage, both situations, market is deviating from equilibrium. Market is not at equilibrium. So in both the case, there will be a tendency towards moving towards equilibrium. So what will happen? In case of surplus, price will fall till it reaches equilibrium. And in case of shortage, price will go up till equilibrium. Okay, so equilibrium in the labor market. Tell me what will be the equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity in this situation if W is your wage, the supply and demand function for labor in the local market is given below. Quantity demand of labor is equal to 1000 minus 5W. And quantity supply of labor is given as minus 500 plus 10W, where quantity demand is QD is quantity demand for labor, QS is quantity supply of labor. Tell me what will be the equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity?
Equilibrium price is 100 and equilibrium quantity is 500.
Yes, equilibrium price is
Equilibrium wage rate 100.
Equilibrium 100 and equilibrium quantity or means quantity demand and quantity supply equal to
500.
Okay, so how you got that? Because at equilibrium QD is equal to QS. So equate these two. then you will get the equilibrium quantity. When you get the equilibrium quantity, use that in. This is how, draw the diagram and tell me all the end points. If you will have the demand curve and the supply curve, you see supply curve, there is one intercept, so it will start above the origin. From where it will start? Tell me all the points. Where demand curve will touch x-axis, how much it will be? Where it touches the y-axis, how much it will be? When the supply curve touches y-axis, what will be the value? All the values, just tell me.
Ma'am, supply curve starts from 50
Yes, supply curve will start from 50, correct?
and
Demand
demand
curve,
curve from 500.
demand curve,
Demand curve
x-axis demand curve, where it touches the demand curve will be how much?
200.
200, yes. And on x-axis,
And demand curve will touch 1000.
yes, demand curve will touch the x-axis at 1000. Quantity demand is highest when price is equal to 0. So put at P is equal to 0, PW is equal to 0. So QS, quantity demand, is equal to your quantity demand curve will touch the x-axis at 1000. Okay. Similarly, if you enlarge this demand curve, what you will get, if it is increasing, then where it is touching the x-axis, that axis means quantity demand will be highest when P is equal to 0. No price on this axis. Sorry, price is only there, quantity demand is 0. So QD, put QD as 0. QD is equal to 0, 1000 is equal to 5 wage. So wage is equal to 5. 1000 by 5, that is 200. So you get all these values like this. If you get these values, you can draw the diagram by taking at least the end points and the equilibrium price and quantity, then put the scales properly. Okay, you can have your end points. It will be easier for you to draw the diagram with the help of the scale. So when we are finding that at wage, now tell me, if market price is 140, what will happen in the, what will be the market situation, or do the market analysis for wage rate or labor demand and labor supply. What will happen in the labor market? If market price or market wage or wage rate in the market, local market, is equal to 140.
then ma'am quantity demand is 300.
Yes, quantity demand is 300 and quantity supply
900.
900. Then what is the market situation?
There is a surplus.
There is surplus of how much?
600. 600.
Yes, the market situation is that there is labor surplus or unemployment in the market. Unemployment will be how much? There will be 600 people who will be unemployed in the market. So the labor surplus is equal to 600 and price of labor, that is wage rate, will fall. What happened? Wage rate will fall till it reaches the equilibrium. When the market price is higher, or market price for wage is higher than the equilibrium price for wage, then there will be a surplus and unemployment in the market. By how much? By 600 units. And what will happen? The market price will fall till it reaches the equilibrium price. This is how you have to write. And if market price is 30 or 60, market price is 60, what will be the situation? If market price is 60, what will be the new market situation?
And wage will rise.
How much? Surplus or surplus, and by how much?
There will be shortage of 600 laborers.
Okay, shortage of 600 because quantity demand is how much here?
700.
700.
Is equal to 60 or market wage is equal to 60. How much is QD? How much is QS?
QD is 700 and QS is 100.
QS is 100. So there will be a shortage. And in case of shortage, what happened to market price
Wage rate
or
will-
wage?
Prices.
Rises, not only rises till equilibrium, not indefinitely it will rise, not up to infinity it will rise, it will rise up to a point, similarly it will fall till a point, so you have to mention that it will rise till it reaches the equilibrium point. So what happened, actually what happened, normal situation, if market price or wage rate is less than the equilibrium wage rate, what happened? Some people, some worker who can do anything else other than this labor, they will try to find out that job. They will not remain here. They will try to find other job and go away. So what will happen? The market price, ultimately there will be labor shortage in the market. Labor shortage in the market means some people who were doing the or selling their labor, now they will do something else. Similarly, when market price is higher, what happens, some people who were doing something else before, like somebody was an auto driver or something, doing something else, now he looking at the higher price, he will come to sell his labor. So what happens, so labor supply will be higher at higher price, labor demand is less at lower price. So what will happen? There will be a shortage in case of low price of labor, or when wage rate is less, there will be shortage of labor by 600 units, and market price for or wage rate will go up till it reaches the equilibrium. So this is what we can understood, and you have to show that in diagram also, and as well as you can show that here wage rate, what we are finding, all these equilibrium of labor market is shown here. When wage rate is 50, 60, 70, 80, up to 90, that means what happened? Quantity demand is more than the quantity supply. And what we find here, that the market situation is shortage. There is shortage in each case. When price is 60, there will be shortage by 600. By putting this price in the two equations, you get quantity demand. By putting this 60 rupees in this supply equation, you get the quantity supply, like that. And you find that there is shortage in the market. And in case of shortage, impact on wage rate is wage rate will increase till it reaches the equilibrium. And 100 price wage is equal to 100, quantity demand 500, quantity supply 500 is known as your market equilibrium situation and stable situation. So what will happen when market price is higher, like 110 and 120 or like that? So there will be a surplus in the market. Surplus of labor means nothing but on employment. So whether it is a case of normal labor or whether it is case of skilled labor or unskilled labor or professionals, whatever you say, the same situation occurs usually. If market is left on its own and market demand and market supply equates through the market price, or we can say the invisible hand of Adam Smith is working, and market, if there is any deviation in the market, then what will happen? The price will fall or increase and the market will come to a balance or equilibrium situation. In case of higher price than the equilibrium price, there will be unemployment in the market or labor surplus. Labor surplus is nothing but unemployment, and in this case, the price will decrease till it reaches the equilibrium point, till it reaches equilibrium. So now come to one more situation in a market situation. This is called monospony. Monospony is a market situation or structure in which there is a single buyer and many sellers. Like monopoly, unlike monopoly. Monopoly is a situation, POLY. Monopoly means one seller, many buyers. When monospony is a market structure, then we say that one single buyer but many sellers. So basically we find this type of harm in a labor market, and this market has a market power, and it can hire fewer workers by reducing number of jobs available. And the firms reduce the wage it pays and raises its profit. The existence of market power will distort the outcome and cause loss of economic welfare. That means when in case of monospony, any kind of situation, but normally what we have already discussed till now, that was the case of perfect competition, where demand and supply and equilibrium is decided with the help of aggregate demand and aggregate supply, or market demand and market supply. All of the people are the price takers. That means they cannot influence market price, rather the market price is decided by the aggregate demand for labor, aggregate supply of labor. Now this situation is chapter what we have completed. The economy's income distribution, we know that in the market for factor market, land, labor, capital are the major factors of production. Then a firm's demand for labor is derived from its supply of output. And when we talk about competitive market, maximizing profit maximization is the main goal or important goal. And how they do it by hiring people or hiring labor up to the point where value of its marginal product equals to wage. Value of marginal product equals to wage. Okay, either greater than or equals to wage. Basically, till it is equals to wage, they can go on hiring. Okay, so the supply of labor will increase from the trade-off between work and leisure. There is always a trade-off between work and leisure. Wage is nothing but the opportunity cost of leisure. The wage adjusts to balance supply and demand of labor. Okay, and in equilibrium, the laborers demanded is equal to laborers supplied. That means equilibrium, as in that of the goods market, in the factor market also there is equilibrium in factors of production can be achieved, where quantity demand of the factor is equal to quantity supply of the factors of production. Here factor of production we are taking as the labor as the major factor of production for producing goods and services, which are used for producing goods and services. So these are otherwise known as factor inputs or factors of production. What are they? The land, labor, capital, and organization is also there, means the entrepreneur who organize everything to get a profit. So in a other form of market situation, till now all these are in a case of perfect competition, perfectly competitive market, where there are large number of buyers and sellers of the good who are buying and selling the product, and to reach the equilibrium, where market demand and market supply will decide what is the equilibrium price, and at equilibrium price quantity demand is equal to quantity supply, whether it is a case of goods and services or a case of labor, or we can say factors. Labor is nothing but a factor of production. So whether it is a product market or whether it is a goods market or and whether it is a quantity demand and quantity supply will equate, and the equilibrium price is that price which will bring or equate the demand and supply of goods and services. Okay, so equilibrium price is that price which equates the quantity demand of goods and service to quantity supply of goods and service. So when we have understood that in this chapter, the market demand, the VMPL, is nothing but marginal productivity of labor. When we calculate it on the basis of marginal productivity of labor, what is the contribution, physical contribution, or in quantity, how much it is. Let us go back to our notepad to some extent so that we can understand it in a better way. What we want to find out, first MPL, marginal productivity of labor, you have to find out. Marginal productivity of labor is nothing but, we can calculate as delta Q by delta L, means change in quantity due to change in labor units. Okay, then if it is a case of a continuous series, then marginal productivity of labor can be d by dl of Q. We can calculate first order derivative. We have not given here example. If it is given to you, you can calculate it. That's why I am telling. And next is, when we are calculating MPL, we can calculate VMPL, value of marginal product. That is nothing but marginal product of labor into price per unit. Whatever is he's producing, that product's price per unit in which it will be sold. So that you can find out as VMPL. Then you have to compare the VMPL. Sorry, that is, you can compare this VMPL to wage till it is greater than or equal to wage. Then hire people. It will go on, the firms will go on hiring the people till, and basically if it is greater than or equal to, or we can say till it reaches the wage, VMPL equal to wage. If it is greater than wage, then definitely they are going to, and if it is equal to wage, then also that is the limit till which they can hire people. So hiring depends on marginal analysis, not on total or average analysis. Always we see that the marginal analysis is the analysis, means at the age. You have 3 people, you want to hire the 4th people, so that 4th one is the marginal person and his contribution is the marginal product, and MPL, marginal productivity of labor, or that is marginal product, and into the price is the value of marginal product, that is VMPL. We will compare like this, and you can draw the diagram by taking, always remember, we always take the x-axis, always the quantity or the labor units, and VMPL, or you can say cost if you are taking, or wage, everything is taken in y-axis, that you have to remember. And what we will take, always VMPL core is this much. If it is a labor unit, then you will have this W, then this is the required quantity of labor or equilibrium quantity. You can find out this is VMPL of labor. Okay, this is VMPL curve, or this is known as labor demand curve. This is your labor demand curve. This is normal, as that is of the goods and service curve. It is also same as in the case of labor demand curve. That is why we are studying all this together. Okay. Now we will have the equilibrium point of labor and supply and labor demand. This is demand for labor. This is supply of labor. So when the equilibrium point, that is your equilibrium wage, and this is equilibrium quantity of labor, equilibrium labor, equilibrium wage. So if labor is more, market wage is more, then where it is touching the demand curve, that is the quantity demand, where it is touching supply curve, that is quantity supply, and this is your surplus. This is your surplus, and at this point, put this price in this equation, you will get quantity demand. Put this price, new price, wage, new wage in your supply equation, you will get the required quantity supply. Difference is the surplus, and labor surplus is otherwise known as unemployment. Okay, now come to the next situation is your, when it is a case of shortage, that is equilibrium price, equilibrium quantity, equilibrium wage, this is equilibrium labor, and 0 if price is less equilibrium price than equilibrium price, this is your wage we are taking here, labor we are taking here. If it is wage is, market wage is less, then where it is touching the supply curve, this is demand curve, where it is, this is your QS, where it is touching demand for QD, and this one is your shortage. Shortage, how you will calculate? You calculate this point, calculate this point, this value by putting this price in this equation and this equation. Then you calculate where it is touching the supply equation, get a line, you will get the quantity supply, and where it is touching the demand equation, get the line, you will get the quantity demand. At this price, use this price for these two equations, then the difference is the shortage. In case of shortage, price will go up. In case of surplus, price will go down till it reaches the equilibrium point. So this is what we have learned, you have understood in this chapter. Any doubt? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, very good. If you don't have any doubt, then it's well and good. Okay. And you have received the lecture notes for chapter 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Okay then. Then you go through that. Almost you must be getting up to this chapter, I think up to chapter 5, you will get mid-sem questions.
and these questions will come from this chapter and chapter 6 if you will go for it in the next week, then afterwards. But up to chapter 5, definitely we are going to get it in your medicine exam. Thank you very much. We will discuss in our next class. We will start a new chapter, most probably.